on one the leg, and the referee is setting up the balls for the break position.
You don't often see a female referee, but all the referees are very well trained. Have to go through a course to qualify to referee a match of this importance.
Well, she's a very good referee. She came all the way from Europe to referee the matches for the World Cup event. She's an official referee for the World Cup, and as I said, Bob, we have the best all around here at Las Vegas, Nevada.
Yes, and speaking of all around, Mr. Caudron there, who's about to break, is called an all-arounder because he plays every billiard discipline and has won world championships, I think, in practically every one, the balk line and one cushion and so on.
He just shot the break, and it's just the perfect break, Bob.
It is. That's just about the way you would diagram it, with leaving the white ball in the corner and the red in perfect position.
For all of those of you watching, if you can practice the break shot, that should be the end result. You should be set to score once, again, and again. He's shooting for another perfect position, and he scores 2 now.
Notice the spotted balls. That makes it a little easier for the fans to see the spin. The players, I don't think, like it quite as much. It's a little distraction to see the spots on the balls, but they'll get used to it, just the way we got used to the yellow ball.
Exactly, Bob. A few of the players, they were introduced in Colombia in the latest World Cup in May. They played with these balls, and after a while it was satisfactory for all players. Nevertheless, there is definitely a new modality on the balls, and
look
it's
at that
a new item.
Shot. Oh, you seldom see that shot, a straight draw back and double the rail, but he missed by a hair.
Typical straight rail shot, how about?
Yeah. Now here's Mr. Sayginer, the most colorful player in the world, probably. He shows what he's thinking on his face.
Well, Mr. Sayginer is the Turkish champion, and he has reigned the billiards world in Turkey for many, many years. He's also was the world champion last year, and his current rating is number 3 in the world standing. Mr. Caudron is now sitting 7th in the world ranking.
Look at that nice control of speed.
Isn't it beautiful, Bob? Perfect natural into the corner and perfect position with both tables in the center of the table. That quite opens the possibilities for the score.
Yeah. Can go off either side of either ball almost. Now, the delicacy of that last shot is a little surprising coming from Sayginer, who's known to have the biggest stroke in the world. His trick shot show with the stroke shots is just fantastic.
It is interesting with this caliber of players, Bob, to see how they manage to run the balls into the preferred position areas within the table, and they do it with such a grace, control of speed, and definitely deliberate position.
Well, many people feel this is the ideal position, all 3 balls in the center sector, because it gives you so many options.
Exactly. Exactly. It's one of the preferred position categories, if we can call it that way.
Look at him, he's playing that 5 rails with such soft speed.
5 railer behind the yellow ball. The third object ball in the corner,
really
still
nice.
Opened up for very many possibilities.
Now I'm sure he will probably play this shot. That's my guess.
And he'll probably score it too, Bob. He's looking into a position to drive probably also a thin hit on the yellow ball to drive it into to the side of the long rail.
He played that a little differently.
He played it short, moving the yellow ball into the opposite corner. And he's got 3 points now.
Now here's not one that's not quite so easy.
Well, you'll be surprised, Bob. They can pull it out of their sleeves, you know. Sammy is the magician of billiards.
It's hard. Looks like he's going to play some sort of zigzag back and forth across the table. Now he's thinking of...
It looked like...
I think I know what he's going to do. With reverse.
Yes.
That might be it.
to open up the angle on the third ball.
So you use right-hand spin so that he has...
Right-hand spin, spinning out of the second rail,
Yeah.
and getting the most of the spin on the third rail. And you sure got it. You can see the ball spinning nicely.
Not quite.
And he misses, but he scores 3. Now we have another addition to the, it's a nice addition to the World Cup, and we're playing with the timer.
Yeah, why don't you explain that? That's something new.
The idea of the timer, every player gets 150 seconds to shoot. As you can see, we have 240 seconds on one side and running, and the player B has 122 seconds. But I think that player B is Mr. Caudron, so I think the clock, Mr. Caudron thinks that the clock is running backwards now. But basically, it is on the right side according to the referee. He's entitled, I think they're going to reset it now. Mr. Caudron is entitled to 150 seconds on every shot. If he doesn't use the 150 seconds, he will have some seconds that will be added to his original balance from the last shot, and then he can use them and add them, and he will have that as available shooting time. If he runs out of time, he'll be out of the competition, loses the set immediately.
Even if the score is tied, he loses if he runs out of time.
Even if he's tied, even if he's ahead, he will lose the set. Correct.
Now, there's a little pause here because the player at the next table is in the way.
And you can see the clock stopping as the player is not able to shoot. Now the clock started running once again. Mr. Sayginer has 116 seconds and running. Mr. Caudron accumulated some seconds, and he now has 240 to his favor. That's a fairly easy shot for Mr. Sayginer, and he scores it.
Perfect.
Perfect. Mr. Sayginer is in perfect control of the game right now.
Now here's another shot for your students. I would say he's going to go this way. Whoops. Down to here. Because this ball here is a big ball.
It's a big ball.
So you try to watch for that.
And also it's natural in the systematic study. There are systems that allow you to shoot that particular category with basically a natural hit. So the possibilities are huge. It's a tremendous big ball. It should be your choice when you're presented with that position on the table.
Now, the shot he's faced with here is, I think, many players, there's many choices here, and you don't know quite what some players would do. One player might play one shot, another player another one.
It looks like he's going to hold the ball, which he does it real good.
Oh, he's going to draw over to the side rail.
He's going to draw over to the side rail, and
there he goes.
There you go.
Watch it spin off that rail. See
watch it spin. And
perfect.
For all of you viewers, you can see the ball spinning. That's the idea of having the red dots on the cue ball, so you can see how it's spinning and you can anticipate the results. Even though we're playing with a timer, the players are fairly comfortable with it, and basically they keep on accumulating seconds. As you can see, he's only used about 30 seconds on this shot, so he's accumulating more and more seconds every time. Mr. Caudron has managed to keep 240 seconds to his favor, and Mr. Sayginer keeps on adding points to the score.
Now, this is the second round of the 32-man single elimination, and I think the reason they imposed the time restraints is because we had a very long game in the first round.
Oh, yes. Well, this is basically due to the television being timed, and in order to allow and specific timing, the timers have been included so the players will not hold on for a longer period of time. You got it right, Bob.
Now, Sayginer has an open table here, and he's going to get awfully far ahead. Yeah.
A
Now he has a
perfect
perfect position with a big ball in the
Well,
corner.
One of the other favorite positions for all of you viewers, we're talking about a category where you have an object ball in one of the corners. Another category is when you have two balls that are sitting and you're in the center, which is really great. Now we see a great position coming up.
You can either make it going in or coming out. That's why it's considered a big ball.
It's a big ball, definitely. Well, Mr. Sayginer keeps on putting distance between him and Mr. Caudron. He's got 6 points in this inning. The score is 9-3, as you can see in the top left corner of your monitor.
They're playing to 15 points. First player to win 3 15-point sets is the winner of the match.
And it goes on quickly, ladies and gentlemen. We're only shooting inning number 2.
That's what's so amazing. You see the miss, and yet they're averaging way over 1.
Way over 1. I think Mr. Sayginer went a little too fast into that shot. What do you think, Bob? He just
he missed it by quite a bit. That's for
quite
sure.
a bit, yeah. Well, Mr. Caudron now is trying to catch up with Mr. Sayginer, and he's got a perfect hit also.
Pretty nice shot.
Very nice, and they're always looking for that next shot every time.
And now, as a great balkline player, he should be able to drop into this corner with great accuracy.
And drive the red ball into the...
Yeah, that's not a stroke shot, it's a precision shot.
Exactly. Bob, you know all about it. You've sold up over 1 million copies of all your works.
Yeah, that's true.
And introduced a lot of people into serious pool and billiards playing.
I hope that's the case.
Well, we all know that's the case, Bob.
Nice one.
Beautiful.
He played that as if it was an easy shot.
And they know they have that critical path they have to follow where they can encounter a kiss. Nevertheless, they time it properly.
They're very good at judging the speed of the two balls. Oh, he just barely missed it.
Just barely missed it.
Hates to miss a shot that easy.
And well, we're at on the third inning. The score is 9-6 for a very pretty average, Bob.
I'll say.
And it looked like a very makeable position.
It's not a big ball, though. He's going to have to make this coming into it.
Exactly. If he misses it going either way, he's not going to get it coming back. He will just come straight out of the corner.
On an old cloth, that might have backed out and made, but not on this new cloth.
Yes, exactly. And that's one of those points where you're close to the corner, but you're not into the corner path. So you have to get it coming in, or you're not going to score.
He has a lot of choices here. Can't tell quite exactly what he's...
Go the four-railer, Bob? You probably go the four-railer around.
That's right, behind the red there.
Yes.
There he goes.
You can see he just puts a little weight on the ball and let it ride freely.
And look how fast this table is.
And he missed the shot. Very fast table. The Gabriel tables are playing fabulous. They have that very thick slate.
It's 2 inches, I think.
It's over 2 inches. It's close to 2.5 inches. It's a very soft and steady roll. And it's built on a metal frame, a one-piece metal frame, which makes it very sturdy and very durable, too. And it's a wonderful standard for professional billiards.
That table is like a big block of granite.
Well, it's the table on Mr. Kuhlman's room, and it's the table across very many professional venues across Europe and around the world.
I think it's made in Belgium, isn't it?
It is made in Belgium, yes.
Uh-oh.
Misses a very makeable shot.
Yeah.
Gabriel's...
Now in this position here, I think he will try this. And the danger is to make sure you don't drive the white ball into the red ball.
Oh, yes. It definitely is. It's a possible kiss shot, so you have to hit it really thin. That's why he's looking at it.
Either real thin or real thick.
Exactly.
So he has
I think
to
he's going to go
decide.
for the very thin hit, probably.
Not the
went
full
real
hit.
thick.
Mhm.
Well,
That's one thing for students to think about. On most shots, you can hit the ball either thin or thickly and still get the cue ball to the same point on the first rail.
it's a good illustration
Mhm.
of the possibilities of playing that shot
Right.
correctly.
And to miss the kiss.
Well, that's very aggressive players, 9-7. They're two of the most powerful players in the world right now.
They've both been world champion.
Yes.
Oh, that's beautiful.
They have such an
Beautiful,
arsenal
but-
of shots. They can come out of any situation gracefully, and they can run out at any given time.
There's many examples of 15 and out in this system of play.
Mr. Caudron came up fourth. He came third in Colombia in the last World Cup, and what Mr. Sayginer came ahead and won it all. He's won the Colombian World Cup twice in a row.
Boy, look at this one. Beautiful.
Spins out gracefully. He's in perfect control.
One thing Mr. Caudron won in Colombia about 3 years ago
He
was
won
a
it.
wife.
He's won a wife, and he
Yes.
also won the World Cup at that time.
It wasn't a prize in the tournament, but he did meet his wife there. in
What a
Colombia.
trophy, huh?
Mhm. She's beautiful too, and a sweetheart.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Don't you love that shot? The way they
Oh,
hit
isn't
that?
that great?
It's just they're so
Full
accurate on
ball.
that.
And the natural drop on the ball with a little bit of reverse English, and it just drops it magically.
Now this is no doubt a 5-rail shot off the right side of the red. He has to worry about where that red is going to be when it's going back and forth across the table, or he might get a kiss at about the point the cue ball is right now. Let's see if he can get the red ball out of that area.
He'll probably try to. Definitely, that's the key of getting the
Uh-oh,
cue
there's
ball out
still
of that
a
area.
risk. No, he missed it. But he
I think he's going to make the
he
shot, Bob.
certainly thought about the kiss. That's why
Yes,
he has
definitely.
He had to decide what to do with the red.
Yeah, if he keeps it going up and down the short rail,
Yes.
then he will
Right.
got a lot of possibilities for a kiss. This is another delicate position, and
That's probably a
that's a
4-railer.
four-railer.
Mm-hmm.
Driving the yellow ball into diamond number 6 or better across the long rail. Gonna grab a little bit of a ball,
That's perfect.
and he drives the yellow ball, and he's got perfect position once again. Uh-oh,
Didn't turn out as well as it might have.
that red ball behind him kind of,
Yeah, now he has a hard time cueing that.
yes. Well, we're getting close to the end now. 13 points on the score, on the board. So that's pretty quick for 5 innings, huh?
5 innings. He only needs 2.
Two more
But
points.
there's a lot of tension here because Caudron could easily run 8 and out. So he can't give Caudron any chances.
Not at all, and he knows that, Bob. He knows he's got to run out, but he's playing very cool.
Okay, this is a 3-rail shot. Made it.
Made it, as Mr. Seamus says, he's a very cool customer, Bob.
Even though he's kind of a volatile personality, he
Yes.
gets a big kick out of life, and he's quite an entertainer.
But he's sure playing like a very cool customer, I will say.
Well, he reached the very top when he quit showing off quite so much during the games. He used to never be able to resist a big stroke shot. Now he's playing
mellow,
within-
huh?
Yeah, he plays the right shot, not the shot that will please the crowd necessarily.
Definitely. He's quite an artist. Well, he knows he can't fool around with Mr. Caudron.
Here's another shot that's kind of dangerous because you don't know where the yellow ball is going to be.
He just plays.
See, right there's a chance of a kiss, but he
He's
missed
just
it.
playing great. He just did everything perfect. He did everything perfect. What a set.
5 innings, that's an average of 3.
And they ended up with, can you see the time